Let's have Madeline and Frank Mozzarella come on up. Come on up. Hello. Give me a hug. Give me a hug, girl. All right. All right, guys. Frank and Mad came to us, and they're very successful. She had a very successful job. Frank was a very successful business person, and they came to Lifestyles for whatever reason and decided to do their deal. So tell us as much as you need to move on, and we'll go.
The reasons why we joined was I had to sit down with my financial consultant, and he gave me all the numbers, a pad of paper about this big, with everything in it. And he says, by the time I'm 72, I'll be able to retire at about 40% of what I'm making right now. I was about to cough up a hairball. I said, that's not happening. This is not good enough. He says, no, but wait, you're going to be set. This is going to be a good deal for you. I said, it's not happening. So I went back and talked to Madeline, and we decided to come over here and take the 2-day at Lifestyles and changed our life.
Correct. So far, we've invested in 125 deals as a passive, and we have about 80 that are still active. And we did as an independent owner, we owned an apartment complex. About 6 months after we joined, we bought the complex, Jacinto Palms, 123 units.
Okay.
And basically, we just wanted to replace our earned income. So this is Jacinto Palms. It was built in '72. We bought it for $55 a door. We had to write a check for $1.8 million to buy it as an independent owner. I didn't feel comfortable taking other people's money as a lead investor right from the beginning because we had only joined 6 months before. And so we bought this as a yield play. It was just going to spit out cash. And so our initial financing was at 3.725%, which continued to drop after we bought it. And so there was no really rehab, and it was bought as a yield play. Next slide. So this goes through all of our income and expenses, NOI, cash on cash. So our cash on cash return was 8.6%, and we held it for 2.5 years and then sold it. So almost $400,000 in cash flow. We bought it for 6.7 and we sold it for 9.2. So we bought it for $55 a door and sold it for $75 a door, 2.5 years later.
So 2.5 years later, made $2.5 million.
So what we did was our return on investment, once we got our $1.8 million back, we made an additional 151% on our money.
Now, I have to laugh because I told Madeline I was gonna laugh at her pictures because they went in there and they did the things they needed to do to make the income go up so that the property's worth more. And you're gonna learn how to do that this weekend. We're gonna teach you that what happens is we go in, we take them over, they make more money, and they're worth more because of that, okay?
And it doesn't take a lot.
But this was one that didn't need. She changed out some mirrors. And she put up some drapes. That's it, guys. We're done. We'll go home.
Hey, but
we got the right drapes for you, the right mirrors, and you're going to make $1 million. There you go.
Well, let me tell you a little story. So what happened was we turned a unit for $5,000. And then I had a manager that was not an excellent manager. And one day I go in and I realize she's quoting the new price on the upgraded units for all of our other units. And we were getting it. And so I'm like, well, stop turning units. Let's just raise the rent. And so we raised the rent and kind of got what we wanted. So it increased the value. You can go to the next slide because that's a lot.
I think we've all done that before, too. All right?
And so again, bought at 6.7, sold at 9.2. We had a cash and equity capture of $2.8 million in 2.5 years. And then I think the next slide is how did we do it? So again, upgraded select units. We had an average rent increase of $137. We increased our rental income over $200,000. We put a model back online. We instituted social media and did Facebook Marketplace. It was pretty simple how to market the property. It didn't have to have anything fancy. And then we did ratio utility billing, was where you take the utilities out and you spread it out among the residents and bill it back out. But then we found some of our residents wanted a utility package. They didn't want to have to go to the city and put a deposit down. So we offered them all bills paid, which we called a convenience package. And half of the property utilized it. And so we actually made an additional $78,000 in income off of that. We also did a water conservation where we saved $2,000 in utilities per month. All of that increased NOI. And we won the National Apartment Association of Property of the Year Award in 2018.
Give him a hand.
Yay! So we have our banner over there.
All right. Now, I'm going to play with you. This is I handpicked these people to come on because I wanted to be able to show you some things I could teach. I have the heart of a teacher. I got to teach all the time. I just can't stand myself. But I want to teach. And you guys are going to play the game with me, okay?
Great.
They bought these deals. Now, by the way, the first thing I'm going to teach is this. I know if you're sitting here in this room and you're listening to me talk about money and how much money I've made and have and this and that, you're going, boy, he's an arrogant, right? You all agree, right? What you don't understand is that sitting right next to you in this room is a millionaire that you would never know because they won't tell you in general. Till I get them up here, make them tell you. Do you understand that? Nobody would tell you. If you went anywhere in the world and said, tell us how much money you put in that deal, they go, oh, I can't tell anybody I have that much money. Hell, my kids don't even know I have that much money, right? My parents don't know. My friends don't know. And you don't want to tell anybody. But here, we make everybody tell everything because we want to learn from it. Does that make sense? But what you don't know is there's people in this room. So a lot of you think, well, I'm just a normal person making this very boring, terrible life that I have. But you're not. There's lots of people that are successful. They had businesses and jobs and make money and have money, saved money their whole lives. But what could you do with that million that they put into this? What did you guys put into it? Let's go back.
1.8 million.
1.9 million.
I want those numbers because we want to play with those numbers. So you put
1857951.
I know that sounds like a lot of money. I got to say something, though. We started this very late in life. We didn't start this at 20 or 30 years old. I was 65 or 70, almost 65, 66 years old when I started this. So that was a big deal.
But the important point to understand is I'm going to show you a kid who did it next, just to piss the rest of you off.
Okay.
But I want to show you something. They didn't want to go risk somebody else's money. Right. That's a heart of gold. You got all these guys out there, da, 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 on the radio and TV and the internet especially. I can do anything. I'm God. I am gold. I just lost my partner's $20 million, but I am a star. Right?
That's exactly right, Del. We did not want to risk anybody.
But they didn't want to do that. But could they have done that? Let's take a look at that. What did they put down? Give me the numbers on this thing, Frank. Put down 1,000,008.
1857951.
1,857.
951.
951. All right. And what did you make in total profit, total, altogether?
2.8.
2.8.
2810133.
Okay. So I'm going to round this stuff up, and I'm going to call this 2.8, and I'm going to call this 1.9. Are you with me? Mm-hmm. Just so I don't have to play with crazy numbers. I need a calculator. Somebody got a calculator? Yeah. 10% of this number. If you were going to be the lead investor on this deal and let everybody else get in with you, because you don't have enough to do this deal. I taught you how to do the deal. You found the deal. You don't have 1.8. What would you need? 10%. $190,000 to do this deal. If you did that and you were a lead investor who had gone through all the certifications and have done other deals and had all your accreditation, you could take up to 20% override on the deal. So you bought 10% of the deal and you get 20% of the deal. So what is your share of the profit?
30%.
30%. All right. If you get to take 30% of that profit, what is 30% of that right there? Somebody give me a number.
800.
$840,000 if you took your 30% of that profit and divide that 840 into this 190 and tell me what rate of return that is. Give it to me, somebody. How much?
442%.
442%.
Bam.
Is anybody making 442%? Why not?
You're making me feel bad.
You should feel bad. But wait, there's more. What about the people that would have put up all the money? What would they make? Well, let's take a look. If they put up 190 of,
$2 million.
what does that leave them left there, of the down payment?
Got left about $2 million.
1.9, they did 9, so to be.
1.7.
What's that?
What, 1.7?
Out of pocket?
If it was
That number away from that number, you get down like.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, it's like almost $2 million.
$2 million profit on how much did they put down, did the passives put up? They put up 10% of $1.9 million, so 90% of $1.9 million. What's it? What is it? $1,710,000. $1,700,000. We'll just go to $1,700,000. Nice round numbers. Now, divide $2 million into $1,700,000. What do you got? 147% return. Now, I want to ask you a question. Before we move on, I want to ask this question. I want an honest answer. How many people want to go out and do a deal where you don't go do the deal? You don't sign on the loan. You don't do any of the work. You don't take any risk. And you only put up the amount of money you feel comfortable with. Because the way they raise money, if they would have done it, would have been this. How many people want to be in this deal with me now? Let me see your hands. All right, how much do you want? 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 We keep going until we're done. When we're done, sorry, you can't get in. Bye. You're too late. That's the way this stuff works. How many people would take 147% to do nothing? And what is the risk if you only put up your own money? No debt. You're not signed on the loan. No recourse. Do you follow what I'm saying? And if you can control that debt, how much of this do you want? Tell me. Do you want this much? Can I have that much now? You can have that much. And then when that much pays you 147%, and you put in your 10,000, and you got 147% of 10,000, which is like 17,000, you come back and go, damn, I should have put more in there. Right? And you'll build your strength with your belief. Does that make sense?
Not to mention the tax benefit.
Oh, we haven't even got into that. And all this is tax-free. Would you like to be able to make $2.8 million tax-free? How about you? Would you like to make your 147% tax-free? Well, that's what I'm going to teach you this weekend. If you'll get in here with me, you've got to be here for me to teach it to you. I can't teach it to you if you don't show up. Now, let's move on here. One more slide here, if I can find the slides. See, the reason they don't know what's going on is because I'm just making this up as I go here. All right, here's what I went the wrong way. See these things? I'm not good at this. Let's go this way.
No other way.
I went the wrong way again. Okay.
Fast.
Okay.
All right. What's it say here? How's your life changed?
So although we were set to retire, we had our money to retire. It allowed us the financial freedom to help our children realize their dreams. All of our children are involved in lifestyles. Our sons and daughters are all piglets. We're a pig. And they're all involved in both multifamily and single family.
So their dream is to help their children realize their dream. Well, there they are on stage. And I ask you, what have you done with your children? Every single one of their children have real estate. Now think about that. What have you done for your legacy, for your family, for your future wealth? Because it's not what you have, it's what you have to give away that counts. Because if you don't have enough to give it away, you don't have enough. And if you get up every single day of your life and go, I got to go into work, I got to struggle, I got to make money, I got to have more, that's because you don't have enough. Which means you're not rich, you're not wealthy. No man is wealthy until he has enough to give it back to someone else, to leave it as a legacy.